You are live. Hello, hello. I think we are live now. Yeah, 3 watching analysis. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome, DW Wolf. Glad to see you. I don't think I've met you unless you changed your username before. And there was sound, the Lord of all ducks. All ducks. All ducks. If you were the Lord of all ducks, and you commanded an entire legion of ducks. I mean, there are different, like, species of ducks, huh? You could do quite a bit of damage with only ducks. Welcome, DW Wolf and Lord of all Ducks. Good to see you guys. I don't think we've met before, but I'm glad that you guys made it to my channel and are able to catch a live stream. Hopefully you got a lot out of the videos and stuff. Sir Broadsword, hey, I'm actually on time this time. Oh yeah, welcome. Correct, you may have seen me comment on other BT content. Ah, okay. So you're like a BT fan. Awesome. The Lord of all ducks fear the hordes of Canadian geese and all kinds of quackery. Oh, it's like the Canadian geese. They like took out like an airplane, right? There was like a whole movie about like a guy who saved a whole bunch of people. He flew his plane into the Hudson or something like that, right? After like a freak accident of ducks. Like there were a bunch of ducks that flew into the jet engine turbines and blew them up, and so he had to make an emergency landing. I think Tom Hanks is in it. Tom Hanks. Yeah, I enjoyed them. Sully, yeah, that guy. I enjoyed them. Happy to see you back on BattleTech stuff. Sully's Miracle. Oh yeah, thank you. Truly a foul event. Love the theme. Yeah, so I'm back on BattleTech content. I'm really thinking about where I want to take the channel next. I know that I can't stay in all BattleTech content. As much as I enjoy BattleTech, I don't think you're able to build a brand. Well, not a brand, but you're not able to make full-time content creation is my dream. And I don't think the niche is big enough for me to do only BattleTech content. I'd have to like expand out into other things. But yeah, for the meantime, I'm in BattleTech. There's still like a lot of content I can be doing with BattleTech. At least like another 50 to 100 video. Well, at least another 50 video. Like guaranteed. While finishing the tier lists, I think I could make up to 100 to. I could make up to 100 to 150 extra BattleTech videos. More likely I'll probably be doing like 30 to 50. Yeah. Beak humor there. Now you're just winging it. Oh my gosh. Just in case, good morning. Yeah, small niche like your analytical style. Yeah, it's a very small niche. And so I think I can take the analytical style that I have, or the style that I have, or the ideas I have to other niches. Does that make sense? So like, for example, my thought is that if I'm able to make a video that gets like 15,000 views or like 10,000 views on BattleTech, if I just do the kind of same, not the same thing, but add the same level of passion and same level of interest and same style, personality to like say a Warhammer video, which is a much bigger niche, or a gaming video, which is a much bigger niche, I think I could have just a bigger result sheerly from the fact that there's more interest in it. Does that make sense? So I'll put in the same amount of effort that I would for a BT video, but instead of 10,000 views, maybe it's like 30,000. And that to me, if I want to make a living, that might need to happen. And I can yeah. So I have a bunch of ideas churning around my head. I've been working on it maybe for a couple hours each week. and just really thinking through where we want to take the channel. But for now, I'm happy here. I'm happy in BattleTech, happy producing BattleTech content. And there is like unfinished business, quote unquote, that I have with BattleTech. There are some videos that I really do want to put out. I don't know if I owe it to you guys, but I started a series. I started the tier list series, and we may as well finish the tier list series. Lord of Ducks. I'd also be interested in seeing analysis of later areas. Ilkhan might be a bit too much, but working up to be cool. The Hinterlands campaign in that era is really cool for mercs. I did see a thing on the Hinterlands campaign. I looked at it very briefly. Was it an 8? Can you explain what the Hinterlands is? The one thing I was really looking forward to was aces. I think, okay, so the problem, okay, I'll go in Oni no Akero. Hello, Oni. Good afternoon. The issue with, so later eras, yes. The issue with BattleTech and these types of analyses is that I don't have any lore accurate frequency data past Fedcom Civil War. I think 3067 is where I have reliable data. Also, most of the interest in BattleTech is pre-3050. So for a lot of people, the game ends shortly after 3050. Also, the number of mechs that would be required to be analyzed in order to create a good tier list expands a lot, right? Because there are so many new mechs that I would, in order to cover Ilkhan, I'd have to cover every lore accurate available mech and then be able to compare them to each other that were published from 3025 from the start of the game to the Ilkhan era, and that's just too much data for me to crunch. Like, I'm one dude. I do think certainly Clan is within striking distance, is possible. Certainly Renaissance is certainly possible. Post invasion might be interesting. Like a couple of like the Refusal War was it Refusal War? It's like the war that Jade Falcon and Wolf fight in order to restart the attack on the Inner Sphere, and I don't think it's a Refusal. They fight two of them, I think. And then the Fedcom Civil War. I think up to Fedcom Civil War would be like the absolute limit for me. Okay. Basically, Clan Jade Falcon used to have a big area that they controlled in former Lyran lands. Okay, they uprooted themselves and went to die on Terra, and suddenly nobody is controlling the area. Ah, okay. So this is like an Ilkhan thing. Interesting. I'm mostly interested in campaign play. I really do think it'd be interesting if everyone were able to have their own mercenary story. I really think it'd be interesting to play in a big campaign with a strategic map rather than just a tactical map. Meaning, like, you're moving companies around, battalions around would be a very interesting way to play BattleTech, and you'd have like a campaign of like 30 people or something. I think that would be very interesting to try. I think that would be like peak BattleTech experience for me. I don't think it's an Ilkhan. There's just too much. Intro and Clan Invasion are the most popular areas. Yeah. So I think for me, I would stay in there, and I really enjoy that era anyway. So yeah, I think those eras would be very interesting. Lots of smaller splinter states. No such thing as too much data. Okay, data's fun, but if I have to analyze 150 mechs in order to understand how light mechs work, that's too much, because then that means there's 150 light mechs, 100 mediums, 100 heavies, and like 80 assaults, and I'd have to understand all of them in order to make a tier list and explain to you how they all interact with each other. That'll take me too long. Reviews of Helm memory core upgrades would be nice. Some mechs get crappy upgrades, not worth upgrading. Yep, very true. George? Is it George or Jorge? Yay, my favorite jelly YouTuber is back. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are, yes, I am back, coming back, planning like once a week, and then plus some like work on the videos, off screen, I guess you would say, off stream. And today we're working on our Assault Mech tier list video. So this is just kind of like a initial grading and organization before I go into the real spreadsheet, and then I take these apart. So I'm reviewing them, making notes, reacting to them. But yeah, good to see you, Jorge. The Refusal Wars, the Homeworld clans clicking the Inner Sphere clans out of the homeworlds. Refusal Wars, the Homeworld clans kicking the Inner Sphere clans out of the... okay. Anyway, like, I don't know what war it's called, but they're like, we want to start back the fight, and someone doesn't, I think. Multiple map areas or one large map? I think for me, it would be one large map. So you'd have like a colonel or like a couple of captains on each side. I don't know how that's kind of like my, maybe it'd be an 8-player campaign, or maybe it'd be a global campaign, maybe it'd be like like everyone can play and then it affects the storyline or something. I don't know. If you want to stay in Secession Wars and Clan Invasion for a while, there's also combat vehicles. Popularized now with the plastic tanks and force backs. I did see those tanks, the combat vehicles. I don't know how they play out in Alpha Strike. I hear that they're a lot faster in Alpha Strike. I am staying in Classic though, so I did like a short reaction to combat vehicles. Obviously my knowledge is a little bit weaker there. I have played against combat vehicles in the simulator, but yeah. Instead of BT Gothic. Oh, it's Saturday again. Slime time. Well, hello. Yes, it is time. It is time again for the slime time for a couple hours. Battle Force. Okay. Classic is best for me. Tried Alpha Strike. It's okay, but I love the crunch. I do love the crunch. Infantry tier list when? How many infantry tier? I feel like infantry for me is just load a couple of platoons onto a Karnov, race them to the enemy side, drop them off, and then just have them sit on all the good terrain. Just have your infantry sit on the key hills and forests your opponent needs as like caltrops, you know what I mean? And give them like SRM rocket launchers and like laser guns. I don't know if I'd maybe take like the laser infantry or just the regular infantry with SRM. I don't know. This is Steve. He has a rifle and back pain. S tier. But I don't know. That's kind of my limit with infantry. I feel like how I would use them is just Karnov, turn 1, race them to the other side, drop them off as fast as possible, and then the opponent has to deal with like, I don't know, like each Karnov can carry like 4 or 6 platoons. So then you just take like 3 or 4 Karnovs loaded to the gills with infantry. And then how is the opponent gonna play if they don't have like flamers or rocket at Inferno SRM? And then, it's only like a couple hundred BV. Logistic core caffeine addiction. With conventional infantry, the field guns are S tier. Not even a joke. A bit too good. Field guns. See, I don't know what like. I know there are in classic BattleTech these weird like off-table things in Alpha Strike that it should be like off-table, because if it's a essentially a skirmish game or a company on company game like 12 versus 12 or 4 versus 4, you wouldn't have like a giant artillery piece like on the front lines, you know? So it'd be off-table support. And I think games like there's one particular game, Chain of Command, does it well, where you just spend points on calling off-table support. So you can call in like an artillery barrage, or you can call in like a close air support. And that to me makes more sense with a platoon versus platoon level fight. Yeah, exactly. So the annoying part with infantry is like there's like a bunch of gotchas. You know, if you don't have some kind of flamethrower or fire starter, you're just losing composition, which is annoying to me. Like I honestly hate that, because then how does a beginner or intermediate player like play in those games? Because then there's like, oh, the person that read the book is like, oh, okay, well, infantry are busted, so I'm gonna drop like 20, like 10, even like eight stands of infantry platoons, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just auto lose. You're like, well, okay, then I have to build a fire starter, like mandatory, right? Okay, so then you do that, and then the guy brings out like the AC-20 jet, right? The Mech Buster or whatever. And then you're like, okay, well, now I don't have anything for air defense, and now I just take AC-20s to the back and the sides the whole game, and I lose in comp again. And then you play again, and you're like, okay, well, I need like a blackjack or a rifleman, I need air, and then I need infantry, and then he comes at you again with another gotcha, you know, with like, I don't know, Rhino LRMs and demolisher tanks hidden, and you know, and then it just becomes like this weird gotcha thing where you have to like understand all these weird interactions and how to counter them. And like, why would a beginner want to play that? It's just annoying. It's like, I'm losing to you because I don't know the units and how to cheese, where I came here to play BattleTech. Sorry, that's my rant. Yeah. Like, I guess but in I don't know. I don't know about real warfare, but for a tabletop game, which is what I know, in a game, it's really annoying to be a working, like, you know, you worked all week, you painted up all these models, you go to the game store. I want to have a good time. I don't want to sit at the game store, be like, all right, let's play a game, and then I'm just cleaning up my models just because I don't know enough about the game. Like, that's not a good time for me. It's not a good experience for me as a new player. Any realistic scenario would have intel can be simulated by telling your opponent. Yeah, the nice thing to do is like, hey, by the way, bring infantry because I'm bringing this. And then you can kind of even it out like that. But I've definitely seen that guy lists, or like just like, let's play, and then they just cheese you. It's like, all right, well, thanks, I guess. Thanks for wasting my time. We have a policy to require pre-game agreement before bringing conventional heroes. Yeah, that is, I can see. You're like, okay, I'm bringing this conventional infantry list. I'm bringing this many stands of infantry. You counter it by having infernos. You counter it by having other infantry on, and then you go, okay, then we can play. But if I show up to a store and agree to spend half my weekend playing against you, please do not screw me over by bringing some cheese list. Like, I'm sure it feels great for you. You feel like a tactical genius for bringing all this cheese stuff, but I have a horrible time, and I'm not coming back to play you. I lose to that guy all the time, whether it's vehicles, proto-mechs, aircraft. They always wait, etc. Always waits to table their forces until after you put your stuff on. Yeah, there's like a, oh, you're pulling out those models, then I'm changing my list kind of thing. You know, when you're like, oh, let's play a game, cool. And then he like starts like, they're like, oh yeah, let me build my list. They're like writing on a piece of paper, right? And then like you look at their collection that they kind of like have half out, and you're like, oh, he has VTOLs. Oh crap. Or like, oh, he has infantry. Oh crap. Cheese players never got to play against anyone after a few games. At least the shop that I used to hang around. That's good. That's good. I think that needs, like, there has to be some social thing that happens. Like, sometimes there are very awkward people that show up that want to play, and they don't understand that everyone needs to have like a good time. You know, I don't know. Coming back to this tabletop thing after a year is really giving me an interesting perspective, because I'm coming at it like I kind of know what it was to be a regular, but I also don't know all the advancements that happened, because I literally was away from this game for several, like 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, or a year and a half maybe. And then if I'm going back into D&D, like I haven't touched that since like table D&D, like pre-COVID, maybe a couple games here or there online. And then like Warhammer, I haven't touched that in like a decade. So it's really interesting to me coming back to the hobby. Still brand new to the hobby, so it's just been me and my son dueling on the kitchen table. Oh, awesome, Nighthawk. That is so cool. So tell me, actually, Nighthawk, that's like I'm getting a piece of paper right now. What is your concerns? Like, what kind of content are you looking for? What kind of stuff do you feel you're weak in or want to know in order to have a good time with you and your son, you know, being brand new to the hobby? Because that's really, like, you are really kind of the guy, like one of the people that I'm making this content for, and that I'm thinking about making this content for. So can you give me like how often do you play? How often do you use? I have so many questions, Nighthawk. Okay, first question. How many hours a week do you hobby BattleTech? So you like come off of work, and then you have like 2 hours a night, 3 hours a night, maybe like 2-3 times a week, and then you're playing him on weekends. Can you tell me that, Nighthawk? My group has played enough. If we say if we allow vehicles or infantry, new people just use mechs to get. Yeah, exactly. Like you gotta not raise them, but you have to like introduce them well to the hobby, you know? You can't just, like, the guy with stars in his eyes that comes new, you can't just squash him and say like, thanks for coming by. You have to like let him win. You have to play like, you know, you have to give him like a handicap, maybe like a training mission. You have to just use mechs. Onboarding for any sort of hardcore crunchy games used to be garbage, each non-existent. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Nighthawk. We usually reserve a few hours a weekend to paint/play a game or two. My son loves MechWarrior 5, so we play it on the Xbox. Okay. So is it just the weekends that you're doing this? Or is it like, okay, I'm home from work, like I make dinner or I have leftovers, or my wife messes around, you know, my wife has dinner or we order it, and then or is it only weekends? As far as tabletop goes, we just use the basic rules in the beginner box. Okay, cool. So you bought the beginner box, you maybe bought like a Lance pack or two, and then you're just throwing dice and seeing how it goes. Do you paint the figures at all, Nighthawk? Or like, do you collect factions? Or is it just like, hey, here's my mercenary force, here's your mercenary force. Okay. Time is a big factor for us. He works a lot, but we only really have the weekends. And yes, we enjoy the painting side. So how often do you... So this is like a father-son activity for you. And do you... How often do you play... Like, you play like... You know, you're painting and playing on the weekend. So is it like just... Like, is it just Saturday and then Sunday we're doing like... I don't know. Sunday we're doing chores around the house, fixing the house, going to Costco, buying stuff. How often do you, like, is it 4 hours over the weekend? Is it like a 6 hour father-son thing? Like, you, instead of taking him fishing, you take him playing tabletop? What about it? What about for the rest of you guys as well, by the way? This is a really good question. I'm going to make a poll here, okay? Because I need to know. I need to know because I need to know. I need you guys to answer this. It's really critical that you answer. How many hours a week do you spend on BattleTech or Warhammer tabletop hobbies? It's really important because it's going to affect the way that I make the rest of the content going forward. So is it 3 hours? Let's say 2 to 4 hours. I say 2 hours or less. Let's say I'd say like 2 to 3 would be a good one. Like you just do like once a week. Is it 4 to 6 hours? Is it 7 to 10 hours? Or is it 11 to... Oh, what's something ridiculous? Like, I don't see you going past, like... 14? Is that good? Okay, you're maybe doing it 2 times a session. 7 to 10. 7 to 12, let's say. And 13 to 20. All right, I'm gonna start the poll. Please answer, because the way you answer is gonna affect basically everything I do. Because I need to understand what you guys are doing. How? Thank you, Many Voices. Good to see you back. Welcome back. Going to Costco. I'm from America. We have Costco in America. I came from the heavy RPG background. Figure out this incorporate lore with the tabletop scene. Lore into actual battles. Okay, good. I paint almost daily. I play BattleTech 2 to 3. Wow, that's a lot. Every day. BT 2 to 3 weeks. Do you play like video games too? I've also been a fan of the lore side of BT for a long time, so the hobby side is great for letting the imagination go wild. Okay, so it's like lore. RPGs can really chew time though. Ah yes, just a quick session. 6 hours later. Your daughter and you play for 3 to 4 hours every day? That's so cool. That's such a cool experience for you and your daughter. Like, you have father-daughter time, and you paint your mechs, and you introduce you to your hobbies, and you get to play pretend. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you that you're able to have a relationship with your daughter every day, 3 to 4 hours. Varies from week to week, but for context more, yeah, like average. painting video games and videos during the week, and once a week playing the tabletop game at the shop. Yeah, I think a lot of it's like 1 per week. 1x per week, essentially, playing at shop, or with child a few times. Looking forward to Aces. Good opportunity to expand. Yeah, I definitely... People want the story. Okay, so let's take a look here. So... Okay, you guys are still voting. Please vote. This is pretty important for me to help you, like, to create content. Extremely important to know how many times, how many hours a week you guys have. So please, if you're in here and you're like looking at a video game or something, or playing a video game, or have me on the side, please go to the poll and vote, because I need to know. And it actually helps me out a lot. I'm fortunate enough that I have time to play multiple times a week, build and paint hex terrain, and paint mechs. Sometimes up to 15 hours. So if you guys are doing this for 15 hours, do you guys also game? Like, play other video games? Or is like this it? This is the thing. Now I'm getting pretty excited that I'm crafting content for you guys. Also play games. Okay. So are you, Talon, are you, okay, not only Talon, but like, are a lot of you guys like, okay, I have my hobby night for, like, you know, I'm off work, come home, like, I make dinner, I take out dinner, like, do a couple of things, pay the bills, whatever, and then, you know, spend time with my wife, have dinner, and then I'm going to my man cave or in front of my computer, and then I have my miniatures, and then I throw on like a podcast or like some interesting YouTube video and then watch while I paint. Or like if I'm playing a game, I'll like paint on the side during like during the queues. Tend to hyper focus. While I play other games, I can only really focus on so many things at a time. I have a weekly Warhammer fantasy RPG. Okay, so you like have multiple hobbies, right? So you're like DMing, you're playing in a D&D campaign. Live alone, living the dream. Hobby exactly when I feel like it, doing it whenever I want. I'm asking you guys, like, how often do you guys hobby? It's so important because it determines like how I go about creating a lot of videos. Like, I need to understand you guys and like what the reality is for you guys. And if I can understand what the hobby time commitment looks like for you guys, then I can create a lot better content. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if all of you had, like, if this poll, which it is not, was like, oh yeah, like, all of us spend 20 plus hours a week, like 20 to 30 hours a week doing this hobby, and it's the only thing we do, then the tutorials that I make and the guides I make are going to be very different because I understand that you actually have like 30 hours a week to like do this. But if it's more like, hey, I have other things on the side, I have like maybe like 2 or 3 things I like doing. Like, I have to take care of my kid and my wife. I have to play games with the guys. I have to DM for this session, or like at least prep, or like understand and have an interest in like maintaining my D&D character. And I also have a couple times to go down to the store to play like tabletop like once every 2 weeks, and like have a hobby night to myself like once or twice a week. Then that becomes very different, right? That's exactly, I'm looking for fun things to watch while painting. Okay. So you throw me up on the side, you paint. You throw some lore videos, some cool stuff on the side, podcast, Joe Rogan or whatever you like, gaming podcast, painting, lore videos, and then you paint on the side while you're like, you paint on the side with a beer or something and just chill. Paint a couple of weekdays for 1 to 2 hours and game on the weekends when free. Gotcha. Few weekdays. For my hobby, I set aside 3 days a week. 1 hour on Wednesday, 3 to 4 hours on Friday, and 4 to 6 hours on Sunday. 1 hour a week on for painting. Okay. I think you'll find a whole gambit from a few minutes to a full-on grognards. Yeah, there are definitely different levels of commitment, right? But I essentially want to make the hobby accessible to everybody. The biggest limit is that my friends have lives. 12 plus hours. Oh my gosh. Online content once or twice a week. That is crazy. You just go down Saturday, you're like, all right, I'm gonna buy a Subway sandwich. I'm gonna throw $20 in my wallet, 20 to 30 bucks in my wallet, drive on down to the hobby store with my stuff, unload it all. We're going to have a great time. We're going to eat some Funyuns. We're going to have some soda. We're going to have some pizza. We're going to have Subway. And you're just going to throw dice from like the time the shop opens from 10 a.m. to like the time the shop closes at 10 p.m. That's awesome. John Campos here. The content where I found my way here was the tier list. I like the videos. Ah, you like the vibe. Okay. Good. Okay. So I'm like content you do while hobbying. I am the second monitor content. List building. Ah, that's where you found me. Okay, so you're list building. You're like, what do I need to buy? Gotcha. Second monitor you like that one? Yeah, I'm your favorite second monitor content VTuber. The spreadsheet is too important. Definitely primary content. Beginner to advanced lances with associated tactics. Beginner lances. Okay. That's a good idea. Sorry, I'm making some notes to myself. So you're watching me for like list building videos on the side monitor. You want beginner lances, and then you want to know how to use the mech, obviously, right? Thanks. I think yours, Mech, Frog, and Rocket are good stuff for all this, and send people to renewed base gifts. Then you unleash techs on them. Then you unleash the techs. Nerdy is just the taste. Nerdy overanalyzed is the free sample before you hit them with the 3 hour, 2.5 hour video on the, what's he do? Like the Mad Cat and the Hunchback. People went crazy for the Hunchback when the Hunchback video dropped. I honestly enjoyed the how to build a lance videos. Again, super new, so watching these helped me plan out my Merc unit, mixing and matching so I could bring a particular lance to the game. Okay, cool. So like, how do I build an effective unit? How do I think about this? Okay. Keep throwing it out there, guys, because me understanding you helps immensely, because it's going to color everything I do. Second, monitoring writing job applications because I'm waiting for you to do the spreadsheet. Get to the spreadsheet already. Oh my god. Okay, but honestly, market research and understanding what you guys, I think, is more important right now. Setting up a mercenary campaign. Okay. With friends. For friends. Okay. So like how do I play BT and have fun? Beginner merc campaigns. Shoot, my pen's running out of ink. I was using the tier list to introduce different mech types and basic choices to friends. You don't hit them with the crazy mech variants and overwhelming choices. Exactly. That's why I like Xotl Rats so much, because it's a very cut down list, and it's I don't know, it's accessible. Competitive analysis. I don't know if I would cover competitive analysis too much. I don't like tournaments, to be honest. No. We're getting this done, right? How long have I been chit-chatting with you? 30 minutes? How long have we been going? 30 minutes. 40 minutes. I hate when... All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize because I know I've been part of streams. I've been a part of live streams where they talk about a thing and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, let me talk about this other side thing that I get. He has a whole computer open. He's taking notes. Yeah, I'm a paper pencil guy. I feel like, I don't know. There's like stuff that happens in your brain when you write stuff down. Plus, I don't like being on the. I'm on the computer so much. I try not to be on the computer when I'm trying to be out of the matrix sometimes. The lance building you do with the in-universe style is a big draw. It gets tangible. Okay. In-universe. Lance building. Got it. Does it feel like you're playing the game when you're watching the video? Watched a man lose his mind over all the Crusader variants. Oh yeah, my girlfriend has told me you have ADHD, and I've never believed her, but now maybe I'm starting to believe her. But honestly, ADHD kind of good for a streamer, kind of good for someone in entertainment. Feels like game prep. I like when you go at it from a logistics point of view of a mercenary company because it helps my campaign play more than anything else. A generous top tier, but it's so expensive. You could make a viable Crusader company, just Crusader variants. We're only buying Crusaders. You only can join our company if you pilot a Crusader. Also, a fellow spreadsheet enthusiast. I got one open with my unit list ready. Let's go. Yeah, you kind of need... Aren't spreadsheets fun? This game is for people who find spreadsheets fun. Okay. With that being said, let's fire up good old Mega Mech Lab. All right, how are we here? Oh my god. Okay, there's a crazy split. I'm gonna throw up another poll that we can work on. I'm gonna throw up another poll while we go on this. How many hobby Okay. I'm going to say, I don't think you can actually hobby for an hour, right? Okay, 1 weekend, 1 week, 1 night. Okay, just 1 weekend. 1 weekend for 2 to 4 hours. It'd be like 1 weekday, 2 to 3 hours. 2 weekday, 2 to 3 weekdays, 2 to 4 hours each. I think like 1 weekday, 2 to 4 hours, plus weekend. Okay, 1 week, 2 hours, plus weekend. Sometimes 2 to 3 weekdays, and then it'd be like every plus 1 weekend, and then it'd be like 3 plus, like 3 plus for pretty much every day. Sorry, I'm setting this up still. I want to make sure we get good data. Less than weekend only, or okay, 1 weekend or less. One weekday / 1 weekend or less. Okay, 1 day or less each week. Okay, I'm gonna put that up. Let's catch up with chat. Oh, you're gonna do Crusader Knights. Nice. Once painted a Wraith Lord for 7 hours straight, no interruptions. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wrist rockets line. Watch those wrist rockets. Very true, Ryan, but don't say it too loud. Laser spam is the best. All right. Let's take a look at the Striker. The Striker. Let's actually get the party started here. What is the Striker? It's like one of those weird mechs, the old mechs that like no one looks at, no one ever brings to the table. We have an 80-ton Striker 2C, 4/6 movement, decent armoring looks like, and kind of weapons. Almost looks like a. What do you even call it? The Capellan one. It kind of looks like a beefed up Zeus or a kind of beefed up Catapract. Okay, this is a battle line mech for sure. We have one AC5, a large laser, a PPC, and 4 medium lasers. That's actually quite a bit of weaponry. Wait, we got 2 piercing weapons and nice efficiency. Very good. Like, piercing attacks, we have 2. Whoops, 2. How many heat sinks do you run? 15. Ooh, it's a little hot running that large laser and PPC at the same time. Oh. 2 with heat issues. Maybe 1. Well, like maybe like 1.5. Because you can't run that PPC all the time. You can't run the PPC large laser all the time. So it's immediately weaker than the yeah, tad hot. 15. Yeah, you're running some net heat. Okay. And then on the efficiency side, we're running our 3 medium lasers, our AC5, that's 10 plus 8. So it's hot. It's just a bit of an awkward duck. I don't really like the 3 net heat on stationary. It's a little too hot. We want, yeah, it looks like it runs a little hot. Critical hit, not really. We just got some efficiency weapons here. We got 2 long range guns. It's like 2. Push heat, yes, you definitely can. Quite hot. Zombie, yes. Ammo rounds, 20. Quirk, easy to maintain, so no offensive quirk. Armoring, we have 35. 25 on the tie torso. This is not bad. Leg armor 26. Nothing crazy, but not horrible either. We got a center torso 10. It's quite nice. 8's quite good. CT explosion risk. All right, so let's look at the internals now. Internals of the Striker. Actually very good. So left torso is 20% in the left torso, and we have a 0% chance of explosion on the CT. So very, very good padding. No rear defense. No, it has a logistic quirk, easy to maintain. So no pen crit, just pen. Okay efficiency. Speed is 4.6. No utility quirk. Let's go back here. The 2 Charlie is priced at 7.7 million with a BV of 1488. I don't know if I like that. It's less than the Thunderbolt. Oh no, less than the Battlemaster. It's more expensive than the Thunderbolt. I don't know. I think it's like equivalent to the Thunder. You know, it's like tankier, but you're not getting a lot of damage out. Not impressed. Not impressed. Yeah. Usable, wouldn't buy one. Yeah, I think that's pretty much like my initial thought. I don't think I'm really missing anything here. It's just a little bit of a weird. It's that awkward heat level. You got this AC5 that's taking up a lot of weight. You have no crit. It's just kind of like a I'll take it if I have it kind of vibe. Let's see if the variant looks any better. The 2S. Okay, the variant's actually good. The variant is actually better. Is much better, like looks significantly better at a first look. So we're running an AC10. We have a PPC. Oops. AC10, PPC, 3 medium lasers. So that's actually really good. We have 15. So that gives us, wow. It's only 13 net. So it's -2. So you're running the medium laser and running up. And then once you're in brawl, you're bringing a bunch of medium. Wow, this is quite good. So you're like getting 3 to 4 in brawl. Like, good. This is actually good. Piercing is 2, like 2 plus a medium laser, right? Or running. So you're fighting like a Warhammer at kind of long to medium range at 10 hex range. Then once you get into, you don't have like moderate, let's say, but you have good medium lasers. So when you're in the brawl, you're hitting with the PPC, the AC-10, a bunch of medium lasers, and then you're cooling off, you're swapping, you're turning off your PPC and using the AC-10 to kind of get in there, or you could just run the AC-10 only and be at negative 3, so you can run your PPC sometimes, or you can make movement. So it's a mobile, almost like a mobile Warhammer. Push heat, yes you can. Zombie, yes, for sure. I'm around 20. So this is almost a mobile Warhammer / Thug. Well, without SRM. Defense on the center torso is 35. We're looking nice. 25 right torso. Is it the same armoring? I do believe it is the same. Easy. So we can just pull this down. Okay, let's hope that they didn't mess up this. Yeah, no, it's very good. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12. So it's just 2 out of 11. 18% left torso. So very good. This is something that I would want, I think. Not, you know, it's like a decent pick. What kind of BV is it? What BV and what C-bill cost? Okay, so lore wise, same as the bad variant, the first variant we looked at. And cheaper here? What? This thing is cheaper in BV compared to the other striker? How? Okay, well, take the 2S. Oh, my spreadsheet counted up by accident? Oh, I see. There we go. Yeah, if you don't have access to the delta. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm used to Google Sheets, but I'm messing with OpenOffice for this. Wow, it's like I screamed about it being cheaper too. Range and heat. This, I can't see the 2S doing worse than the 2C. I really cannot. Like, why would you ever take the 2C instead of 2S? There's no reason I can see why you would take the 2C. Did we ever get justice for the Goliath? The Goliath is in the ranged category, and he's not looking good. It's an assault mech with 2 LRM 10s and a PPC. That is not my idea of a good assault. When you can't get the 2. Yeah, this seems like a good upgrade or change. Okay. Another mech that I'm not super familiar with is the Stalker. I don't think I've looked at the Stalker very much because it's kind of ugly. to be honest with you. It's like a giant attack blimp, or reminds me of a very big, oversized bird when I look at it because of the beak. You love the Stalker? The Stalker is king. I know it has combat computer, which is excellent. I think it's like 4 less heat. So you essentially have 4 heat that you can just get. You have 4 additional heat sinks with the quirk. She's pleasantly plump, not ugly. It's ugly, but it hurts. The Stalker is literally the best assault mech for your money. The Stalker is big and beautiful. Well, it ain't winning a beauty contest. Let's put it that way. It is winning no beauty contest. But it's got it where it counts, it looks like. All right, let's go through this. This mech is loaded with guns. It's Inferno capable. Ooh, this might be the dream. This might be the dream. All right, this looks like a battle line mech. 3-5 battle line mech. Wow. I might become a Stalker player. All right. We have 2 LRM-10s. 2 LRM-10. 2 large lasers. 2 SRM-6. One, two, three, 4 medium lasers. How many heat sinks do we have? 20. 24 heat sinks. I'm gonna put 24 because it has the combat computer. All right, numbers of attacks. A lot. Piercing attacks. 2 piercing attacks. Okay. Critical hit. Too many. Too many. Can it push its heat? 20 heat sinks? Absolutely. I don't even need to look. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you're spitting death. You're just spewing death. Zombie? You betcha. Ammo rounds? 12. Well, not even, because it doesn't even need its 10. Like, it's got like 15, right? Because you don't, if you run out of LRM 10 ammo, you have so many weapons you don't care. Quirk effectively 24, exactly. All right, let's look at the armoring. I mean, we're very happy with the armoring here. Look, 36. 36 CT, 25 side torso. Leg armor's 25. CT rear is 11. Only thing I can maybe complain about is the right torso rear. Right torso or left torso rear with 7. Like, it can't take a large laser to the back, but that's not the worst. It kind of got a lot of high ammo, though, so maybe the criticals are bad. No, the criticals are perfect. 1 out of 6. 12.5%. CT, left torso, right torso. And you have crit on the arms, but it's so well padded that your arms are never going to crit anyway. Negligible on arms. Oh my gosh. It can do the arm flip. Yes, it can. Yes, arm flip. 4 medium lasers. Okay, so it can just wreck lights. Nothing's gonna... Who wants to take 4 medium lasers? What light wants to take 4 medium lasers? Tell me of quirks. What other quirks do you have? Ubiquitous. So it's a logistics quirk. Speed 3.5, but we can make it work. We can make it work. Pen crit. Yes. Inferno capable. It is Inferno capable. Wow. How much does this thing cost? 1559 BV? And 7.4 million? So you can get this instead of a striker. It's cheap. Oh, 1.6 is 16%. Sorry. Let me go back. Sorry. 1 out of 6. 16. We'll just call it 17. It is the ultimate gun pod on the cheapest and ugliest legs. You can say that again. Easy to... Oh, sorry. Sorry. Wait, is it not easy to maintain? Where's the logistics work? Ubiquitous, yeah. Sorry. I'm not... I'm not going to spell this, okay? Chrome can do it for me later. It's a monster. It's a monster. Let's look at the variants. I'm excited. Can we find one with an AC20? Alright, this was an LRM20 variant. This is still battle line? This is still hybrid. This is kind of a... This might be a hybrid. Could be a hybrid ranged / battle line. This is 2 LRM20s. 2 SRM6. And 4 medium lasers. With 24 heatsink still. Actually, no. It's got too many heat sinks. It has too many heat sinks to stay on the back line. So it's an LRM20 beast. Peg it as a line breaker rather than battle line because of inflexibility. True. Could be. Yeah. Could be. Could be. This one's battle line though. Wait. Think about it potentially being line breaker. Yeah, too little ammo to stay in the back line. Oh, 6 shot. Okay, yeah. Okay, yep, never mind. Scratch that. LRM20s with mediums and SRM6s? Yeah. Although I like the large... I don't like this doesn't have piercing. I like the 3F Stalker so far. Alright, we have the 4N. The 4N. What is this? 1 at LRM10? What happened here? Okay, I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to look at this. This is... Is this a line breaker? I feel like you could play this on the battle line and be okay. The 4P and 4N was a line breaker. The 4N? Well, the 4N doesn't have anything. It has medium lasers, LRM10, SRM6, and a large laser. So it's got some weird mismatch thing. 4P is... It has no... I think you can just play it kind of stationary and be alright. Because you got the LRMs and large lasers that you can work. You're happy to sit a little bit outside. You don't need to come in. When you do come in, it is, I mean, you're bringing a lot of damage. But, like, you see with, like, the TDR 5D, like, you have to use that AC-20. You have to get that AC-20 active. You have to get the AC-20 active here. You can't stand out of range and just hit them with the LRM-20. It's not going to work. The Banshee, you have to get value because you have to walk up. Charger, AC-20 again. Highlander, King Crab. So I don't know if I would really tell someone they have to just push it into as close as possible. You'll be all right outside here. You obviously want to get into Brawl, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. You went over the 4P in a heavy video, said it was a line breaker. I could have. I very well could have. $14.61 BV. I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind. I think you can play it like. I think you be with the Stalker 3F. I think you're okay with it just staying outside. With the Stalker 4P, I think you do need to bring it into range because you're only fighting it long with an LRM-10 and a large laser, which isn't. Oh, you have 2 large lasers. Yeah, I don't know how you would play. Like, you do definitely want it in. You do definitely want these things. Okay, I will admit you do definitely want in Brawl. Oh. I will say you do want it in Brawl. I'd have to think on that more. I really would. Line breaker, I think only 1 LRM-10, which means it wants to get in close. Yes, true. 6 extra heat sinks shoots the large lasers up close. Yes, true. Yeah, hybrid, battle line brand. Like, where are we categorizing these things? I think for me, like, line breaker is like AC-20. You definitely want to get in 6Xs or less with Stalker, though. For sure. Yeah. It's a lot more consistent, which I like. Really, really. Really, really good redundancy. You're throwing like 6, 7 weapons, right? You can fire all your medium lasers. You can fire your SRM-6s. You can fire large. Like, you can just go. You can just send it. And I like that because with these AC-20 mechs, you're kind of rolling, like, it's kind of like hit or miss. But with your Stalker, you're throwing a lot of dice, so you're going to hit something. Will say, yeah, this might. Oh no, it's hard coming back after like a year. I think. Yeah, it's somewhere. It's either battle line or line breaker. I think we can move on. I'd have to really give it a good think and think about. I'm really trying to solidify the definitions of these mech roles to make it clear because we never had this before. And I want to really, I think one of the things I need to do is really give clear definitions on what these mechs are doing and used for. Where previously there were semi-solid concepts, I probably want to get them down to like a very clear definition. Thanks for checking it. I remember it being ungodly brawl. Of course. I'm kind of like relearning this thing too. Would it blow your mind if I said put Awesome as a ranged line breaker? You know, Pirate told me that too. Pirate from the MRC Discord was telling me like, yeah, you should play the Awesome as a just a battle line mech rather than. I'm like, yeah, actually maybe, like battle line ranged. I thought it was just ranged, but because it has so many, he makes the point like because it has so much armor, and it has so good structure defense that you just can bring it on the front line. And if you bring it on the front line, you'll be okay because not very many things are getting into the minimum PPC range. And even if you're in minimum PPC range, if they're in the 1 minimum range, you're at +1. And if they're at 2, you're +2. And if they're 1 hex, like, I don't know, they're very rarely going to be very rarely at 1 hex, and you can kick them for 16 anyway, and you can bring in other mechs to gang up on them, and you'll be fine. The sheer firepower of the Stalker fulfills the same function. That could be true, yeah. Because of firepower. It definitely can't crack armor. Like, it's definitely, if it goes up against an Atlas, it's going to take a while to use its weapons to chew through all that armor because the large lasers aren't enough to blast a hole in something that big. But like medium mechs are going to drop to it pretty quick. Heavy mechs might be all right, but it is gonna just bring a whole lot of damage. Some awesomes are sometimes the last to fall. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the thug. See, thank you for bringing this stuff up, because if you don't bring it up, then it'll take me either a long time to understand it in the spreadsheets, or it'll take me, I'll just miss it, and then the tier list will like have a flaw in it, you know, have a problem. All right, the Thug 10E, the fan favorite. Whoa. Okay. This is, do we even call it a ranged line breaker? Like, or sorry, ranged battle line, or would you call it just battle line? Battle line / ranged or ranged battle line. We have 2 PPCs. We have 2 SRM4s. Nice. We are not Inferno capable, sadly. Numbers of attacks. We can run 20. We can do 2 or 3. 2 or 3 a turn. 2 or 3. We have 2 piercing attacks. We have 2 critical hit attempts. Long range 2. We have push sheet. Yes, we can. We have zombie. We have yes. We have ammo rounds. 12 plus. Good. Because you're not running your SRMs all the time. Consider the Warhammer as a ranged battle line hybrid. Okay, yes. So Warhammer is ranged battle line hybrid, but it's because its armor is bad. So it has to be at range. The Thug does not. That is my thought. My thought is that maybe the Thug has so much armor that it doesn't need to play in the rear. You can just bring it up front. Because of the armor difference. Right? So weapons kind of the same, but armor difference you can just bring it on the battle line and be okay. CT armor is 33. Left torso, right torso is 24. Leg armor, 33. CT rear is 10. Left torso, right torso is 8. CT explosion, 0. It has 1 ammunition issue. 25% on the right torso. Let's take a look. Okay, for argument's sake, or not argument's sake, but for because I've been so out of this game for so long, let's take a look at the Warhammer, okay? So this is Thug. I'm going to highlight this temporarily, okay? This is Thug. Warhammer is 22 center torso. Left torso, right torso armor 17. Leg armor is 15, right? The notoriously bad leg armor. That's why you hide it behind a rock. CT rear is 9. Left torso, right torso is 8. Internals of the Warhammer. We have 1 out of 11. Oops. So it's 9%, which is okay. And then on the right, we have good padding on the right torso. We have 1 in 7. 1 in 6. Which is 17% on the RT. So what do we think? Yeah. I think here, like, the 15 armor is... I just wouldn't play it on the front line. And then the left torso, right torso armor gets a little thin. I feel like you'd be, like... You wouldn't be wrong for bringing it on the battle line. And then on your back line, like, you can make it play back if you have something more tanky. I'm gonna say, like, battle line's okay. Can play rear, like, ranged if you want to. But also, the Thug is at 1 net heat when it fires both its PPCs, which means you can move and shoot. You can okay to walk and shoot, or just +1 net heat. So it can run its double PPC combination a lot longer, right? You can run it for 7 turns where the Warhammer goes 2, 4, 6, and then has to cool down. So it's like 3 turns. So you have a lot more sustained damage with the Thug. And it's got crit, so it's like it. Yeah. Matt has a good point. You have the armor on the assault mix, you may as well use it. Yep. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it can fulfill the range function as the awesome with its twin PPC. Yeah, but I think you would, like, if you have something really, really tanky, I guess you can tuck your Thug in the back for a while. But if you don't have that, I think you're okay putting the Thug on the front line. You know, like, what's a Thunderbolt armor have? Like, your Thunderbolt, like, no question, you're using the Thunderbolt on the front line. Yeah. So look, it has 33 armor, CT armor. The Thunderbolt's 30. Left torso, right torso is 24. Same torso, side torso armor. Better leg armor. Comparable armor in the rear. I think you're fine. You'll be fine putting it on the battle line. No way. There's no way you... I disagree. Sorry. Archer 2R? We're talking about the regular Archer, right? Agree to disagree. Melee quite a bit in your existing Battle Master video. Yeah. When I look at those old videos, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's wrong. You could. I mean, you do have to get it stuck in. You do have to, like, run it up. Okay, Victor time. I think I have high hopes for the Victor. I really like the Victor as a concept. I love the 464 jump AC-20. I can't get over it. Is this cavalry or even like cav linebreaker, Matt? What do you even call this? Cav linebreaker? I've never seen a mech like this. I guess it is cav linebreaker, right? Or is it shock cav? Like, what are we calling this? This is not a throwaway. It's cheap. It's 1236. I don't know. It's a cavalry mech that has to get in, but also can run out. It has Pierce crit. Oh, it's armor's... Oh, no. Oh, boy. I spoke too soon. I thought the Victor had more armor. All right, let's go through this. So we have some awesome weapons. I love the weapons. AC-20. SRM-4. 2 medium lasers. 2 flamers. Why do you always do this to me? Medium lasers. 2 flamers. 1 MG. Okay. Number of attacks. 15. So you got like 3 or 4. Pretty good. Piercing. We have piercing. We have, what, 2 piercing? AC-20 plus kick. We have... I would say decent, like okay, I guess. Acceptable. Long range, none. Push heat. What's that? 13 plus your SM4. Not really. Not really. It's okay. Zombie. Not really. Needs its arm. AC-20 arm. Ammo rounds. Good endurance. I mean, you get 15 shots on that AC-20. Quirk, rugged. So it's a utility quirk. Or logistics quirk. Sorry, rugged. Okay, so here's where we're getting kind of... Here's where we're getting tested. Okay, we said armor. I spoke to... 18 armor CT. Yeah, it is bad. Oh! 12 armor right torso, left torso. Okay. 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 I see. I see what you mean. Oh. And the internals are bad. Okay, left torso, right torso, explosion. We have... What's that? 60% in the right torso and 12 armor? Okay, okay. I take back what I said. I take it back. I take it all back. We're not running an assault with 12 side armor and 60% chance to explode. 40% left torso. I take it back. Pen crit, yes. 464. Quirk none. Rugged 1. Ammo use moderate. Okay, but it's cheap BV wise though. Victor. 1236. Could it be shock cavalry? I mean, it's not that expensive. Honestly, skip to the B variant. Oh, okay. So there's a variant that has armor. City fighter, jump over Centurion. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, seems like shock. Seems like an expendable cavalry unit. Okay, Victor 1A1. Are we looking any better here? We need more armor. Okay, this is good. Not the best. What about the 9B? Okay, even better. Okay, I like the 9B. How about the 9B? How about the 9B? All right, we got the 1A1, which, I mean, it's kind of the same, right? AC-20, SRM-4, 2 medium lasers, 2 machine guns. And we have more armor to boot, right? Right? I'm not going to fill that out because it's essentially the same. But we have now 25 CT. 15, which is not awesome. 15 on the torsos. 20 leg armor. CT rear is 12. 7 on the rear. Okay. All right, criticals are still horrible. So we have 40%. 75%. Right torso, please. Someone save this man. Someone tell this man to put more heat sinks on his side torso. 40%. Hello, Plague Group. We're reviewing the Victor. Oh yeah, how much is this? Please tell me. 1A1, 1302. So still kind of like in the shock cav category, I would say. 8 million. Comparable. Oh, wait. That's the 1A1. Okay, that's 9B. Sorry. Sorry. We got to move this up. Victor tactics. Don't get hit. Get the ammo out of you. At least the lance will know when you're taking fire. Like, the Victor will go up like a candle. So scout. No, I think this is still like shock cav. All right, 9B. We like the 9B, okay? We like the 9B. I think this is if there's a Victor variant to like, it's probably the 9B. Let's get rid of all these support weapons here. Just run our 2 machine guns and our SM4, cut it down. I like the idea. We have 15 heat sinks, so we're just running our thing. And very easy to pilot, very easy to use. I like it. Center torso armor 30. All right, we're looking good now. We're actually looking good now. All right, I'm not going to like the internals, right? No, I'm not. The internals are horrendous. Right torso, 75%. Left torso, 50%. So as soon as your armor starts getting low, you have to start ditching the... You gotta start running away. I love the Victor. But yeah, anyone else, my money is on the Victor. Boom. Okay, internals are an issue. You can kind of... Well, is it even worth compensating? Because if you eject 1 ton of AC20 ammo to raise your thing, you're on 10 tons of ammo, which means you kind of might run out of gas at the end, which you don't want to do. And you only drop your ammo explosion risk to 66%, so you may as well run the 75% explosion chance. My God, okay. Oh no, explosion chance. Only jump capable AC20. I think it is the only or one of the only. And we have the BV. 9B. 1378. So it's like it's like a Wolverine 6M. I think this is Cav. Way too little armor. Probably still too little armor. Let's read the chat. The Victor internals are an issue. There we go. Sales pitch right there. There's some rare niche mechs with AC20 and jumps, but not on a 464 profile. Yeah, I think it's the Victor's like the only one I see that's jump capable AC20. Maybe the Highlander has one, but the Highlander is still 3.5, so it's people have said it's too slow. Variant Pillager. Okay. The Victor reduces its explosion chance by just continuously firing. As soon as you're at 9 hexes, just start throwing those AC20s downrange. The Witness Me mech. It can be. I think I'd play it on the flank though. I'd jump it behind terrain and hide it on the flank and just try and baby it in. Baby it into 6 hexes or less range while trying to preserve all your armor. All right. It's time for the mech. The last mech, and it's a mech that I am not a huge fan of. He's an okay guy, I would say. Please welcome Zeus to the stage. Oh, no. Not this guy. Please. All right. The Zeus 6A is bad. It looks bad. It's a PPC. 3 SRM PPC. 3 SRM 6s. Large laser and a medium laser and a medium laser rear. Can someone please tell me why the Zeus 6A only has 1 ton of ammo? Number of attacks. 17. So 17 heat sinks, so you have 2 piercing. That's actually, all right. Actually, maybe I spoke too soon. 2 piercing. You have a tremendous amount of critical hit. You're a Kintaro levels of critical hit. Long range. Okay, you got 2. Okay, maybe it's not too bad. Push heat. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Is it a zombie mech? Yeah. Kind of. Ammo rounds. Ammo rounds are a little bit lacking. Okay, 5. Bad endurance. I guess it's a finisher weapon. I would have... See, what I would have liked is another ton of ammo on the Zeus. If I have another ton of ammo on the Zeus, then I can run 3 SRM Inferno shots. And that I would get down with. That I could immediately get down with. This is an... Alright, maybe I'm hating too much. Zeus 6A... PPC and large laser is kind of alright. Kind of alright. Kind of big disappointment that you didn't drop 1 ton somewhere to give me another ton of SRM ammo. But fine. Alright, 26. We got right torso, left torso 18. We got leg armor 24. We have CT rear is 9. We have left torso, right torso 6. A little low. Little low for an assault on the rear. Center torso explosions, nothing. We have right... Okay, so we have really good criticals. We have really good critical slots. And we have, like, negligible arm. Okay, this... Alright. This mech is playable. It's playable. It's playable. You just can't go crazy with your SRMs. Pen crit, yes. Actually, quite good. Grudgingly quite good. Speeds 4.6. Quirk. Barrel fist easy to maintain. C-bill costs. Yeah, okay. 14.05. Actually, you could go for this instead of the Thunderbolt. I could actually see myself going. All right. Actually, kind of better than the Thunderbolt. Actually. I never thought I would see myself saying this, but I also haven't taken a really good look at the Zeus. So, yeah. But the T-Bolt is 5 million. 8 million. Okay. On a BV level, though. You can take this on a BV level, right? It's only like 70 more. But C-Bill, I see your point on the C-Bills. I see your point in the in-universe. But if you're playing BV, you can use the Zeus. It does look possible. All right, let's look at 2 armor. 2 little armor. 30. Oh, no. Okay, maybe you're right. 26? No, 26 is okay. 18. Okay. Yeah, it's a little thin. But the T-Bolt's got... I'd have to look. But... It is a little... This left torso, right torso is a little concerning to me. CT is okay, I can live with that. Leg armor, I can live with it. I will make a note here. Is this low? You can take 3 hits before you start taking internals, but your internals are very good. So you have no ammo explosion risk on the torsos. You have no weapons on the... Yeah, you only have your large laser on the torso. Left torso. Large laser and a rear-facing medium laser. So you're not fussed. I don't think you're fussed if you start getting your armor stripped, because you, like, internally not much is gonna happen, you know. Heavies are for the peasants. As a Lyran general, I wouldn't be caught dead in anything less than an assault mech. Heavies are for the poor. Okay, now we get to the Zeus. I think the S is the Zeus version that's like the most common one, right? And I think that's the one when I look at it and think about it, I'm like, ew. AC5. Poop. LRM 15. Kind of meh. Large laser. Okay, fine. Medium laser and a medium laser rear. ML-R. Numbers of attacks. We got... How many we got? 17 heat sinks. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so we got... You run all your weapons and you don't heat up. So 4, no heat. That's... No, can't push its heat. Zombie... Yes. Piercing, 1 piercing. It's pretty bad. Critical hit, low to medium low. Yeah, this is the Zeus that I remember hating. Ammo rounds. Ammo rounds 20. 20-ish. You got the LRM 15, but you're always closing. Quirk barrel fists. It's kind of a nothing kind of quirk. 26 CT armor. 18 right torso armor. Is that low? That's still a question. Leg armor is 24. I mean, I guess low question mark. Internal damage, not going to do much, but think of the repair. CT rear is 9. Left torso, right torso is 6. Let's take a look at the internals here. Okay. Time to throw this one in the trash. 100% explosion on the right torso. Left arm. Okay. So there's no way you're using this. No way I'm using it. You can use it, but I am not using it. 100% explosion on right torso. Low torso armor. Not good. I mean, that's kind of just the nail in the coffin, right? Like, why do you have a 100% chance to explode on the right torso as a battle line mech? Why? It's not playable. I'm never taking an assault mech with a 100% chance to explode on the right torso. On any of the torsos. And you have 18 armor on the side torso. It's not... You're going to take like... You take 2 PPC hits and you're about to explode. Good luck finding a salvage and sell it. Good luck finding a buyer. Maybe if you change it to one of the variants. All right, this thing's... Let's just do this last Zeus, okay? Maybe it's a little bit... I mean, anything's better than the 6S, I think. Okay, we got a PPC. We have an LRM 15. We have a large laser. We have a medium laser. And we have a medium laser rear. Number of attacks. We're running 19 heat sinks now, so okay. We can get down with it. It's like 3 attacks a turn. Piercing, we have 2. It's kind of nice. Critical hit, we have nothing fantastic, but like it's okay. Looks okay. Long range, we have 2. It's nice. Push heat, yes, we can. The zombie, yeah. No. Left torso reliant. Ammo rounds, whatever. It has an LRM-15, but it has 8 ammo. You're never staying at that range. All right, quirk, barrel fists. Armoring. Is it the same 2618? It is. It is the same armor. So, again, I think the side torso is a little low. Let's look at the ammo. Okay, 33% on the right torso. Not the worst. Not the worst. Definitely not the Zeus S. Pen crit. No, just pen. 4.6. Easy to maintain. Ammo use, yeah, kind of. C-bill cost. $1436 BV with 7.7 million. It's also okay. I think I'm most excited about the 6A. The 6S is not a battle line mech. It's more of a range support. I'll buy that. You cannot play this on the battle line. What the heck? Get in an HQ or anti-air lance, please. Hey, John Schroeder, how's it going? I don't think we share the same mom, but what's up? Was kind of thinking of the same thing. Zeus sounds like a mech version of a battle cruiser armed like a bigger ship, but sacrifices a lot for relative speed. It's 4.6 though. It's not. It's Thunderbolt speed. Armed like a bigger ship, but sacrifices a lot for relative speed of. It's doing. It's not doing enough for an assault mech. You know. It's like damage is comparable to the Thunderbolt. Really? Right? LRM-15. Thunderbolt has an LRM-15. Thunderbolt has an LRM-15 in large laser. So you're only getting an extra AC5 hit in for an assault. And then once things closes to brawl, since you're once you get to six hexes or less, then the Thunderbolt is bringing another medium laser to the fight. So it's kind of beating you there. And it has better armor than you, right? 24 to compare to your 18. Better than in the CT as well. But it's mostly the side torso I'm worried about. And the ammo explosion is horrendous. It's 100%. When you have more money than sense, can we rate it on a coolness factor based on the name? Maybe. But I can't in good conscience put it in there. Zeus sounds like a mech version of the battle cruiser, armed like a bigger ship, but seconds fly for relative speed. There are other things that are 6'4". I don't like the 6S. I think bottom line is the 6S doesn't look good. Does not look good. Not something I would put in, I don't think. I'll play the 6A. I'll give the 6T a chance. They can't all be winners. True, they can't all be winners. None of them are standout. Yeah, they're not terribly standout. Like if this thing had, if the Zeus 6A had another SRM bin, ammo bin, I'd be like, play this thing. This thing is awesome. You can make it work with this 18 armor on the side. Just the ability to just be really nasty and throw 6 Inferno SRM6 is really good. But, you know. Yep. Alrighty, guys. So that concludes our initial look at the Assault Mech class. The next thing we'll do is I got to go into the actual spreadsheet and actually spread these things out and put it into all my formulas and do that. So I don't know what we're going to do next time. I think I will think of some kind of fun stream to do. Maybe we'll change it up. We'll do painting, or we'll play a game, or we'll just chit chat. But we'll do something. This Saturday, this next Saturday, and then we'll start rolling into either tactics or improving the timeline, or going further down the timeline. I think are my two ideas of things that I might want to do. Do you guys have a preference? Okay, let me take this poll. Revisit the old lists. You mean like make lance? Someone had a really good idea of doing beginner lances. I think discussing strategies could be fun. Doubly so for you as a refresher. It could be. I could also just start playing games. I think I definitely need to grind out like at least 50 games. 30 to 50 games, just kind of like refresh my memory on how to play. What do you mean revisit old lists, Diesel? Freedom Lover USA, so good to have new content from you. Thanks. I'm coming back slowly. I kind of want to see where I'm gonna take this channel. It's not gonna be all BattleTech, but change is good, I think. Further down the timeline is a lot of fun, giving your custom mech preference, just changing to double heatsink space, so many mechs. True. I think moving down the timeline is going to be very fun. He means go over your 3 existing tier lists and comment whether or not you'd be change anything. But see, I could also just do a 30-50. I'm thinking I do like a 30-50 tier list. And then just fix everything from there, rather than go back. We know there's some funkiness with the old tier lists in places. Yes, for sure. I definitely was still like learning the game. Still am learning the game. I still have to like relearn the game and improve. So I got to go and talk to people that know the game really like a lot better than me. Yeah. Lance builds. Okay, we can do maybe Lance builds. We could do some Lance builds, because I think that will help a lot of people with like starting. Hey bro, just want to say I love your channel. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoy my channel. I'm glad you're having a fun time with it. And I do want to make more content. Hey Vixen, how's it going? Lance Worlds will be cool. We should go down the timeline. 3050 IS will make you lose your mind. Okay. I want to do pre-invasion though, okay? So it's got to be like 3048 basically, like not taking into account clans, because I want to be in Renaissance for a while. I want to live in Renaissance. Second, Lance builds. Good to have you back. Okay, so we'll do Lance builds then. We'll do Lance builds. I raise you 4 Stalkers. There's a decided lack of tactics and Lance on Lance type talks on YouTube. Okay. 3039. Yeah, like I'm gonna do 3039, but like up until 3048, like just right before the clans come. We could also do a mech review of we could do 3039 tech mech review, but I think we've done mech review enough. We'll actually, yeah, beginner Lance talks. I think that's a good idea. Actually, we'll lock it in. Lance talks. Lance builds with the Lance rule. Okay, I don't know about the Lance rules. I don't know about I don't know about the custom rules, but I think Lances, like starter Lances, fun Lances to try would be neat. And then maybe we could take a couple of ideas and build them out. Campaign ops. See, but the Lances, the advanced rules for Lances gives your guys like these weird abilities, and then I'm a little hesitant to go down that route because it is fun, it is more data and things to crunch, but essentially we'd essentially be picking out what the best bonuses are, and then building it'd be an exercise of picking the best mechs, picking the best Lance bonuses, and then putting the best mechs into the slots for the Lanced compositions, or the Lance formations that give you the best bonuses. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's a route I would want to go down because it gets too complicated for like entry level people and people that want to play. Because to get into that, you have to know all the Lance rules, all the Lance bonuses. I think we'd probably build 6 mech units, right? Yeah. I'm fine going without, but most people play. Most people use the Lance building rules? Really? Really? Let's ask. Do you use the Lance bonus rules? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like if you take this Lance, then they get the whole unit gets Sandblaster once a turn or something like that. You want to say basic. Yeah, there's a whole point where like if you keep adding and adding and adding, then it becomes inaccessible to new players. And then new players think that like, oh my god, I have to learn all this stuff. Like, I'm not doing this. So yeah, I think I have to make it accessible, you know. Accessible and practical are kind of the two words I kind of return to time and time again. I'll give it a couple minutes. Definitely optional rules I consider mandatory, like ECCM and floating crits. Okay. I don't like floating crits. I know a lot of people like them. I don't like them. I think it takes away from the positioning. Because you can get crit anywhere, right? If you take a crit, you can get crit anywhere. It takes away the like why I would rotate onto your left leg and open it up so that I can fire SRM so I can cripple you. Or it would take away like, hey, I know you're weak on your right torso, so I'm rotating my units onto the right so I can hit you there. It takes that away. and it lets you shield with everything, with all your parts. I don't want to use them. I don't use but want to. Oh, you want to use them and see me drill down in it. But it goes to a bad place. It goes to a place where we would look at all of the bonuses. We would determine what bonuses are the best. And then we would look at each of the lance formations and see which gave the best bonuses. And then we would select like 3 or 4 lances that gave the best bonuses, and then put the most busted mechs in those lances. And that would be it. Pit your lance against typical lance of faction. Okay. There's rules for sewage buoyancy. Floating crits is like, I thought it's when you take a crit, you roll to see what location gets crit. So if you take a crit onto like, I don't know, the center torso or something, like if you take a center torso crit, it could also crit your leg. Yeah. They don't work like that. What are the floating crit rules? Okay, BattleTech floating crit rules. Let's just end BattleTech. Tactical operations, page 77. Tactical operations, page 70. Do I have tactical operations? Where is it? Rats. Da, 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 da. Tactical operations. BattleTech campaign tactical operations. Okay, tactical operations 77. Where is it? Floating? Control F, floating. Let's let it search. We have on page 77 line of sight and dead. The floating rule is 75, okay? I'm gonna look this up and figure it out once and for all, because maybe I'm not remembering well. Floating critical rules. Okay. Okay, let's look at this rule. Under the standard rules, when there is a possibility of a critical hit, when the possibility of a critical hit arises by rolling a 2 on the mech location table. Floating. Okay, so you crit on a 2. Let me get my book. Oh, is it just when you get through armor crit on the center torso? Or you can get through armor crit on the mech hit location table? Okay, so 2, you get a through. So when you get a through armor crit. So when a through armor crit occurs, any crits are applied to the location initially rolled. Center torso, right. Okay, this chance for a crit represents the possibility of a lucky shot penetrating the armor and striking a likely vital location. Okay, good. It is logical to assume that such a lucky hit can strike areas of the mech other than the torso. Okay. The following rule allows a possible crit to affect any of the mech. This rule applies to only mech hit locations. When a player rolls a 2 on the hit location table, ignore the torso hit location. Instead, roll the dice a second time to determine where the shot actually hits. If another 2 is rolled, the result indicates the shot struck the appropriate torso location. It does not indicate another possible crit. If the result is other than a 2, the shot strikes the appropriate hit location. Mark off the armor for that location and roll once on the German critical hits table to see if any critical hits reflect on the area. Okay, so it's saying, like, if you get shot in the center torso, the crit could potentially happen on any of these locations that could normally be hit on the hit location table. So just roll a crit, roll the location, and then crit that location because it's a lucky crit. I see. Aha. Which makes tax significantly less likely to cripple the mech, because if you're getting through armor crit on the center torso, you're most likely taking an engine or gyro hit. Whereas if you through armor crit, you can get crit on like the left. I see. Okay, you can get the crit on like the left leg, and then it's a lucky crit on the left leg. So your mech lasts longer, generally speaking, but there's still a very good chance you're going to get crit on the center torso. Yeah, okay. I guess definitely misunderstood the floating critical rule. It makes the game longer. It makes through armor crits generally less fatal because you now have you're not getting hit on the center torso, gyro, and engine quite as frequently. It's happening on the other locations, which should usually keep you alive a little longer. Like, engine hits are pretty bad. Yeah, it's actually kind of good because it keeps you from taking like a fatal hit to the engine and just leaking out 5 heat, or taking a gyro hit and automatically falling. Okay, yeah. Except when you take into account it hits ammo bins. Yeah, it does hit ammo bins, but I think if you math it all out, I would imagine on average your mech's going to last longer, right? Because you're going to take gyro, instead of gyro and engine hits, you're taking like half the time you're doing that, 50 whatever percent of the time when you roll a 7. And then the other 40, it's going to roll on something else. And there's more heat sink and weapon and whatever locations than there is ammo. So I think you'll be lasting longer. Yes, there is a chance with the floating armor crits for you to just instantly explode because it does crit an ammo bin location, and then you just die. But that's kind of it's kind of that's part of your mech structure, I think. I like floating crits as an argument for playing either way. I could see playing with it. I thought it was like when you get crit on any crit. I thought it was on any crit, you just get crit anywhere, which doesn't make sense to me. It was like, why would you have that? But with the through armor critical hit and it going onto the locations that it could already, like, if you think of a through armor critical hit as a lucky crit, a lucky shot, then yeah, it would make sense to, okay, you took a lucky shot. Where does that lucky shot land? And it's going to be on that torso location. I can definitely see that. I've seen it blow up ammo a lot. Okay. Most people do use. Yeah. There's a reason almost everyone knows playing with floating crits. Okay. I see. Okay. Maybe I'm a lot more palatable to it now. That's just called getting BattleTech, yeah. That's XCOM, baby. According to interviews with the game designers, floating crits will eventually become the standard. Okay, if it becomes the standard, I think that's fine. I'm fine with it. It's only through armor crit. You still can't rely on it, so you have to worry about positioning. Yeah. I've tried it out on MRC. I think it's standard on MRC. It's something I didn't understand, but it just kind of went like, all right, I guess we'll just play it. Yeah. Yeah, you have to try it out for a few games because you're not getting through armor critical hit a lot. Gotcha. Standard in MRC. Yeah. Yeah. Makes the game feel more alive. Okay. Okay, I can get down with it. I can get down with through armor critical hits, actually understanding what it does now. I could see myself liking it. Okay. All right. That is it for me today. I must go now and do other things. Make squads better. I gotta go do some other stuff now with my life. But next week, I think we're building lances. And I'll be working on this tier list on the side. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Goodbye. Bye-bye.